Hi everyone. I'll keep this brief because my wisdom and knowledge on farming is limited. My name is Rhodes Devey. My wife and I run Small Feet Farm in Gray, Maine. I'm a first-generation farmer. I grew up in the suburbs where food just appeared in the refrigerator, or at furthest that it came from was mom's trunk. I got a degree in corporate communications from the University of Texas, where I quickly entered the corporate world, managing Microsoft agreements to large corporations. I had what my coworkers refer to as a freak out. And I sold everything that didn't fit in my car, and I moved to Tacoma, Washington to work on an organic vegetable farm, where I broke the first rule of being an apprentice, which is no fraternizing with your fellow apprentices. And I met my now wife. In our second season, we moved to Whitefish, Montana, and worked on an organic vegetable farm there. The natural progression after living in Montana is to move to Maine, because it's the Montana of the Northeast. The way that we started our farm was to get engaged. We got engaged in 2015 and looked at a wedding venue in Gray, and immediately stepped out of the car and knew it was the place that we wanted to get married. The owner of the property, Catherine, offhandedly mentioned she was looking for someone to start a vegetable operation in the back of her wedding venue. And as Joanna, my wife, and Catherine walked around the property, I took steps of the field, asked Catherine if we could tear up the remaining quarter acre of her property, and not only did we sign ourselves up to get married at this place, but we were also going to be starting a vegetable operation that year. My first advice for people looking to start their own farm is don't do it when you're planning a wedding. There are too many moving parts, there are too many charts, they're going to get overlapped. And then Joanna and I asked ourselves a very big question, is could we live a double life? Since moving to Maine, we had lived in a nice apartment in downtown Portland. We enjoyed the social scene, eating at nice restaurants, and we're also both involved in the service industry. So we asked ourselves, could we run a farm 25 minutes outside of town while working in the service industry and still getting to eat pizza, go to nice restaurants, and make a little bit more money? The answer is you can do it. Whether you want to do it is a totally different question. The first thing that Joe and I found out was the indifference of Mother Nature. Your farm and the weather don't care at all that you have 25 minutes to get home, shower, and work till 2 o'clock in the morning serving alcohol. It doesn't, your ceilings are indifferent to whether or not you have to drive all the way out just to see that, oh, these things don't need to be watered, to drive back. And we found ourselves in this chaotic dance of going from this serene environment of growing food for our friends and for restaurants and people that we really cared about, to going to a crowded bar and serving alcohol to people till 1 o'clock in the morning. I used to say I provided what cures and what ails them. And amidst this kind of chaotic dance, we decided that our commitment to the land and to providing flowers and vegetables to our small CSA was more important than the added niceness of living in downtown Portland. So as we enter into our third season, we will be living at our farm full time. We actually have our CSA pick up here at Maine Distilling, which they're incredibly generous for letting us do. And though it was chaotic, and though you didn't get much sleep and you ended up frustrated and crossed over a fair amount, I ran into these really special moments when I'd be working at the restaurant in town, and people would say, "How are the collard greens?" And I'd say, "They're awesome. I grew them." Thank you.